the state, sports and weather too. In the Ozark Mountains where scenic waters fall. Time for the Buffalo Boys radio show from Leslie, Arkansas. Buffalo Boys, please talk to me. Stuck at work or in a truck and nothing's on TV. Buffalo Boys, coming in loud and clear. 88.1 on your FM dial, station I wanna hear. 88.1 on your FM dial, station I wanna hear.
That sounds a little like that Leslie train, don't it? Yeah, it does. Sounds a little like that Leslie train there going on. We're going to be talking about that Leslie train this morning. We got Rick Harvey sitting on hold on the radio with us, and I hope he is. We're trying to figure out these buttons up here.
He was a while ago.
Yeah, he was, as far as I know. So hopefully he is. I tell you what, let's see if he is. Let's just bring him on for the first segment, and he can talk some March Madness with us.
Oh yeah, perfect.
He's author of the book From Dirt Courts to Glory, a new book about the 1921 Leslie basketball team. Rick, you on?
I am,
okay.
Rick. Good morning, Rick, and good morning, Sean.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good to be with you. You might as well get in here with us on the. We're going to talk a little basketball and talk about the Hogs. Sean fell out on me the other night. He went to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I offered to. He said he was just going to. Did you record it? Is that what you did? Yeah. He's going to record it. So I offered to text him. At the end of the half, and then he didn't appreciate that.
Boy,
did
I miss a game!
Holy man!
I don't know how you could fall asleep on that one.
No,
that was a great game.
It was rough on the preacher. That's what I do on Sunday morning, and I was so wound up. That thing didn't finish till about 11 o'clock. And so I was so wound up I didn't go to sleep till well after midnight. But it was something.
Same for me.
Yeah,
same for me.
Yeah. It was some fantastic game, and we so enjoyed winning and going to the Sweet 16. And now we face Arizona. Sean, how are we going to do? You got the point spread on that?
Oh, God.
I think it's 8.5. I was going to tell you.
I watched their first half yesterday, and golly, they're tough.
Yeah,
they're solid.
Good. They're tough and they're deep.
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot of bench. What do you think's going to happen there, Rick?
Well, I'll tell you, it's definitely going to be a tough game. I was listening to another show this morning, Chuck and Bo. I don't know if you guys ever listened to them, but listened to Chuck and Bo, and they have the sense that Arkansas has a really good chance, if anybody has a good chance, against Arizona.
Yeah. Well, if we can play our game, which is and play good defense, which we've been doing the last.
If I'm not mistaken, this is our 5th appearance in 6 years in the Sweet 16?
Yes, that's correct.
Right. I mean, everybody fears us. Yeah. Even when we have a bad year, they're like, oh, this is a great team to knock off number one.
Yeah. And they were sure wanting High Point to beat us, and High Point gave us all we wanted.
Yep.
That little guard for High Point, Darius couldn't stop him. Mm-hmm. But he couldn't stop Darius either.
Yeah.
But they were both quick as cats.
That Vanderbilt point guard gave Darius
Garrett.
I can't remember his name.
I think his name's Garrett.
But I'm worried about Arizona's guy too.
Well, it'll be all right. I'll tell you who can stick with them pretty good is old Malik Thomas. He's so rangy, long and lean and. My goodness, that dude can move.
Mm-hmm.
That's been the surprise for me is Malik Thomas.
Yeah, me too. And him really stepping up and scoring 20 some odd points a game here in the tournament. So that's fantastic. Cordarius gets his. I think he's at 30 right now, average in the 2 games in the tournament. So it's sure is fun to watch. And Coach Cal, I just appreciate him so much. He's such a statesman and things, and he's learned what not to say.
Oh yeah.
Well, Sean, Rick, I'll tell you that's one of the things I've noticed about Coach Cal this year that's different from the past. It's almost as if John Tyson has given him a blank check and said, you just go do your thing, because Cal has such an ease about him this year that he didn't even have last year.
Right. And so it's just wonderful. And he's doing it. Well, we've sped through that first segment real quick.
Fast.
Now we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about Dirts to Glory. Dirt Courts to Glory with Rick Harvey. It's quite a story of the Leslie 1921 state champions. We'll be back in just a little bit. All right, we're back. What were you going to sing for me?
Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court. It's like the hoops in Moses Malone, Dr. J.
And get it on, or whatever.
Get it on, yeah.
You didn't know you get some of that, did you, Rick, this morning?
Well, it's a pretty good way to start the day.
It's not bad. We're enjoying ourselves anyway. Well, let's get to you and this story of these boys who had they seen a wooden court before they went to Little Rock in 1921?
They had never seen a indoor court before in their lives.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, they just they picked the game up shortly after the state championships started, and Little Rock, of course, had won like half of the championships since they started in around 1912.
Yeah.
And I think it was around 1914, 1915 that we started seeing some scores from Leslie where they had played basketball.
Yeah. How about that? And I think their championship year that they went, didn't they have a forfeit in it because of rain?
They did, and that was one of the most. That was one of the funniest things that I had seen when I started researching this.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'd seen baseball games rained out. I've even seen football games rained out, but I had never
heard of a basketball game getting rained out. I think that Big Flat gym over here would leak a little bit, and they'd have to clean up the water. But I never heard of that either. Well, let me talk about you just a little bit, Rick, and we'll get back to the story. Where do you live?
I live just outside of Fort Smith, Arkansas. I was born and raised in the Arkansas River Valley in Clarksville, and been up here about 20 years in this area near Fort Smith. And I've been all over. I coached AAU basketball many years ago, back in the 90s. And I've traveled all over the state of Arkansas. Love Arkansas, born and bred, and Razorback fan my whole life. Yeah,
me too, brother. Me too. And then you did refereeing and some of those things too, and helping with athletic departments and all of that, didn't you?
Yes, sir. Spent about 15 years officiating basketball, baseball, football. I think I've even called some soccer. Just whatever was needed.
And then you also did. Go ahead, Sean.
He coached.
Huh?
You coached also, Rick?
Yeah.
Yes. I coached for.
I'm confused on that. Now, if you coached and then you reffed, what's your sympathy mark on another coach? How do you do that?
Another coach or another ref?
Well,
honest.
I will tell you that a lot of the coaching was done after I officiated basketball.
Oh, okay.
And that's a really good question, John, about where your level is. You've got to understand, and that's one of the things that I learned right off the bat. I had a great umpire one time when I first started coaching. I was really upset about a call at the plate. And so I raced up, going to show him, who's the boss, and stood up there yelling at him. And anyway, he explained it to me, and I turned around, and the umpire said, whoa, come back here, turn around. And he asked me a simple question. He asked me, what's the biggest fish you've caught in the last month or two? And so I stuck my hands out to show him, about how big. He kept me there to entertain, keep the fans, I don't want to say entertained, but to let them know that I was doing my job and fighting for my team, stuff like that. I'd said what I wanted to say and turned around. And he called me back, like I said. And, of course, the crowd was just going wild. Here I am giving him what for, and I'm telling him, an 18-inch fish is what I caught. But I learned something from that. Now, I want to tell you a short story about Coach Bill Elliott of Lamar,
Okay.
Arkansas. One of my first basketball games to ever coach. We had a really good team, and his team was really young and inexperienced, and we were just beating the daylights out of them. And after the game, he shook my hand. We went through the line, but after the game, he talked to me a little bit. And, he said, "This is just not right. You just don't do that to the kids. You don't run up the score like that." And in 28 years of coaching, I never ran up the score again on anybody.
Right. Yeah.
Got to think about them also. Well, you must be quite a competitive guy to be involved in that and have your hand in it at various levels and things. But you also got to doing some play-by-play on radio and things, didn't you?
Yes, sir. Back in the 80s, and I started out in Greenbrier, Arkansas, doing Greenbrier Panther football with a friend of mine, Sean Stimson, invited me in one day, and I just fell in love with the color commentary and play-by-play of football. Mm-hmm. Started doing basketball, ended up doing some college basketball at my hometown school, University of the Ozarks in Clarksville. And I got out of that, I don't know, in the late 80s, early 90s, and then I got back into it in 2002 until about 2022 when I fully retired.
Right. Well, you got a good voice, and you're very pleasant to interview.
Was Tommy Reed there in them years at Greenbrier? Basketball?
I believe, yeah, at some point, yes. I don't recall the exact years, but yes.
He was a good coach.
Yeah. And then Joe Dillard was there for a while in the 70s.
Yes.
Yeah, long time.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's a Yellville boy up there. And did you do any around Little Rock? Did you do any broadcasting around Little Rock, around Bryant and Bentonville or Benton and down in there?
I didn't do a lot.
Okay.
I didn't do a lot, but I did do. I've got to tell you this short story. I did a television game that was going to be broadcast after the fact. It wasn't live.
Yeah,
it was recorded. And during the pregame, our recording got messed up. So we recorded the game as usual. We recorded the post game, and then we had to turn around and re-record the pregame. Of course, by that time, we knew exactly what was going to happen in the game, so we looked like extremely smart.
That's one way to do it. That's the way my bracket is. My bracket's still alive.
Now, wait a minute.
Well, it is. It's still alive because I fill it in as they win.
That's the best way to do it right there.
Exactly. But it never fails, But anyway. Well, we're so thankful to have you on, and let's start talking a little bit about this book and the research involved in it. It's called a historical fiction. Is that correct?
That is correct, because there's a lot of history in this book. I'm going to say that 75 to 80% of it is historical, but there's 20% just to kind of fill in the holes.
Right. And I just really love the way you draw pictures in our minds as we read, especially in the beginning of it, that places us into a boom economy going on in Leslie, Arkansas. That's hard to imagine, those of us who've lived here since the 60s, that there was a boom economy. We heard about it in history and those kind of things, but man, you drew some very vivid pictures of that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. It was a joy to research. I will tell you, it was extremely difficult at the start. I had a friend of mine this past summer. I was sitting around one day, and a friend of mine sent me a Facebook post where someone had visited the Ozark Heritage Center.
Uh-huh.
William Ashley runs that, and
Speaking of, let me jump in here. Well, Bill just sent me a text and said that he had copies of this book. I had bought one for our little producer that's working and doing our media stuff, and he was going to order it from Amazon, and I ordered one for Sean, and it was did you finally get it?
Yes, sir.
It's a little bit late, but anyway, it was running a little bit late on Amazon, but Bill has like 8 or 10 copies at the OHAC. If someone would like to get a copy of it from Bill or William Ashley, as you know it. Go ahead. I'm sorry I cut you off, but I had to shout out to Bill.
That's fine. That's fine. William definitely deserves a lot of praise and glory for helping me with this book. Him and Sally, I tell you, a friend of mine saw a Facebook post, I don't know, June, July of this summer, and sent it to me and asked me. It was a picture of the 6 boys sitting around with the basketball in 1921, and there was a little story that the Facebook poster had written about visiting OHAC, and told a little bit about it. And I said, no, I'd never heard anything about it. Well, I immediately jumped in because, A, I love basketball, B, I love coaching, I love sports. So I immediately jumped in and found nothing. Yeah. I could find nothing. And so I spent the last 10 months, 11 months doing nothing but working on that 10 to 12 hours a day, researching. And this book is based on historical newspaper articles, some anecdotes from William, Sally, Anthony DeVore. There's several folks that I talked to that helped out with this story. And again, it was just 12 hours, 14 hours a day for 10 or 11 months working on researching.
That takes determination. Now, did you play basketball and things when you were growing up?
Well, I wouldn't exactly call it playing. I wasn't a great basketball player. I played a little baseball.
Did you?
And played a little football. But basketball was probably my weakest sport. But, it's the game I fell in love with, and it's the game that I coached for 28 years.
I got a text just in from Great Britain in London, England. A fellow's listening to us live there. His name is Joe Harvey. I don't know, you guys may be related, but Joe's a cousin of mine too, and he's taking a trip over there. I bet he's had some good airline lines and things at the airport.
Yes. I've been to UK several times, and I wouldn't doubt that we're kin. My father was over there in World War II, so I'm not going to say anything else.
Yeah. Well, he just wanted to give a shout out to 2 cousins, is the way he said it, because he's related to me on his Hall side of his family, and then he said, who knows, he may be my cousin.
Well, now, Rick, you know that ultimately, though, we're all kin to each other at some point. So,
we all go back at this point, we all go back to Noah, and before that, we went back to Adam, didn't we?
Absolutely.
That's right.
But
back to that research and determination to sit there, you used the library quite a bit here in Searcy County also, didn't you?
I did. I spent 2 days sitting in there. Nancy over at the Genealogical Center helped me out a lot. There was just a lot of newspaper articles that I went through, and I didn't find a great deal that I didn't already have at home that I'd found on the computer at home. I searched through hundreds of newspapers in the area, and it's amazing how many newspapers there used to be.
Yeah.
It's a dying breed, sadly, but and then some of the older ones didn't get taken care of and saved. But what little we found, we put together in this book, and I'm just appreciative of everyone that stepped forth and helped. And there are others that I wish I could have talked to, but I will tell you that I feel like if any of those main characters walked into the room, I would know who they were. I would be able to introduce them and say, hey, I know you.
Yeah, it's such a good picture you have on the front here of the boys. They're the 6 of them. They were really deep in their bench, weren't they?
Well, they did have 7. They actually had 7. Bruce Griffin wasn't in the picture. He didn't get to go to the tournament, but he had played with them off and on throughout the season.
I'd heard, I don't mean to interrupt
go ahead.
Your research, but I'd heard he had little drug and performance enhancements, and he got kicked off for steroids. The quiet guy.
I don't think so.
Well, I just heard that.
Well, you can hear anything nowadays.
But
I'll say this about Bruce. Bruce went on to play club basketball throughout the state. He was probably more involved with the game of basketball than the other 6.
Wow.
But now, of course, Guy Mabry, whose point of view this book is written from, Guy, lived in Leslie pretty much his entire life. And this book, he was Leslie. Let's just put it like that.
Wow. That was one of my questions. Did the team stay around here? Do they all move off and get jobs and leave the state? I was curious.
I will tell you, Glenn Hollabaugh. Guy Leslie, first of all, let's go ahead and start with him. Guy pretty much stayed in the area. He actually was a principal over here about 20 miles from where I live in Branch, Arkansas for a year or so, maybe 2 years, before he went back to Leslie. And I thought that was extremely, nifty. But Guy pretty much stayed around the Leslie, Searcy County area most of his life. He lived in Conway for a period of time as well. Glenn Hollabaugh ultimately became a superintendent of schools in Oklahoma at a couple of schools.
Wow.
Lonzo, one of the characters, Lonzo.
Lorenzo.
Yeah, Lorenzo.
Yeah, but they call him Lonzo. They called him Lonzo.
He was on the school board there for a bit. And let's see, Delmer, I couldn't find a whole lot out about Delmer, but Delmer went off to Texas and worked down there. Guy Cable went out to California. Sadly, he died young. I think it was a heart attack he had in around 1954. So, let's see who else. Bruce Griffin stayed around the area. He became a teacher and coach and trainer. So I guess the point I'm trying to get to is that every single one of them had some kind of impact on education and the training of young people.
Were they really influenced by Miss Irene Jones?
Oh, I think so. I think that she had, that's the influence that she had on them. There's an old saying by Henry Adams. He says, a teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stopped. And true. I believe that Irene Jones was a huge, huge influence on these young people. And
we're getting ready to go to another break. We got about 10 seconds here, and I want to come back on Irene Jones because that's a lot of story of the book. Now, we don't want to give everything away in the book and you tell us when to stop, Rick, because we get pretty excited about things like that. But we'll be back in just a few. Going to take a quick little break and come back, and we'll be talking again from Dirt Courts to Glory, the Leslie Miracle of 1921. All right, we're back, and we've got Rick Harvey on with us, the author of Dirt Courts to Glory, the Leslie Miracle of 1921. And we were talking about Irene Jones when we kind of went off there for a little bit. And tell us a little bit about her and her role in this, because that was quite unusual to have a lady take the lead on something like this, wasn't it?
You bet it was. Irene Jones was born in 1877 over in Searcy, not to be confused with Searcy County.
Yeah.
And anyway, I don't have a lot about her early history, but she came to Leslie in around 1911, 1912, and took over. And yes, it was extremely unusual for a woman to be leading in that capacity. And at that time, there were only like 3 cars in the town of Leslie.
Okay.
And she had her driver's license, but she didn't have a car, but she did have her driver's license, which again was extremely unusual as well. One of the things about Miss Jones was that she was one of those kinds that she carried a small stick, but she would dang sure make sure you understood that she carried the stick. Yeah. She kept those boys in line. There were times that she would go around peeking in the windows to make sure that the kids were working on their work. She would follow the students as far as, what their activities were. Students at that time, early in Arkansas especially, would come and go. They would come and go. They might be there for 3 months. They might be there for 6 months. But one of the things that she made sure of was that regardless of whether you were out in the field working or you were in school, you were still learning and doing your work. And again, we were talking earlier about the effect and the influence that she probably had on all of these young men. That's the way she was for every student, according to everything that I can find. She was extremely dedicated to it, spent her life in that. And not only was she a superintendent, but she traveled around the state and the nation,
right,
focusing on literacy.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted people to be able to read, and be able to learn.
Right. And she made several contacts. I mean, my goodness, she was so well known. That was part of the thing that helped them to get into the tournament, wasn't it? Probably some of the influence that she might have had.
It was. Leslie had a basketball team for several years before this team went to play in the tournament. But she had just happened to be at a meeting in Little Rock, I believe it was, and it was at a superintendent's meeting, and they were talking about the upcoming tournament. And, she casually mentioned that, well, we've got a pretty good little basketball team, and I don't have any written records of the others laughing, but I can imagine Little Rock and Texarkana and Pine Bluff saying, right. What? You want to bring Leslie over here? Sure. Oh. But, that's kind of how that came about.
How in the world? I talk like I know her, but holy cow, for a woman
in that time
to
we're talking about the suffrage
to round up 7 roughneck boys,
yeah.
And she must have done something to get their respect because usually they don't listen, and she must have been really savvy.
And she traveled with them, and she was their coach, I guess you call it, but really their chaperone. They kind of coached themselves, didn't they?
They did. Now that's one of the things that I learned. Was that they actually had a coach at one point, but he was just there for 1 year, and he went off and made a little more money doing something else somewhere else. But they continued to work hard. They read the rules books that she provided. They learned the rules. So practically, they did. They learned the game themselves. They practiced themselves, and when she went to Little Rock with them, she didn't call timeouts or say, run this play. She just sat there as a chaperone.
Right.
Wow.
But one of the interesting things, and again, I had several anecdotes from some people that knew them, she locked them, between games, she locked them in their hotel room.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's where Sean would have been. He'd been trying to creep out of a window somewhere.
I've experienced that before.
Yeah, Sean, I can believe that about Sean. But,
exactly. Yeah, he's been that way ever since I've known him and heard of him.
Don't ask me.
They didn't let him travel much with the team.
One of the things too, while they were playing in the state tournament, there was a burlesque show about two doors down or two streets down, but she kept them locked up. And there's an interesting little story in there about some of the things that went on inside
boys
the room.
Will be boys. Yeah.
Yes. How close are we to Hot Springs, Coach?
Oh, I'll tell you.
But go ahead. You were telling us.
Well,
about
she just, like I said, she didn't mess around.
Well, Sean really lit up when you said burlesque. That's why he rung the bell.
You go to the big city, man, act like you've been there before.
But just imagine what that was like. Now they had to ride a train, didn't they, to Little Rock?
They did. They did. Now, one of the stories, too, that's in there, and I won't give it all away, but, they had considered hiring cars out.
Okay.
And, again, you got to remember that there were only 3 cars in Leslie.
Yeah.
So they were going to hire a couple of cars out because the railroad was on strike. And even though it was on strike, there were still trains that ran through, but they usually didn't stop. And so they weren't sure whether they were going to get a ride down there or not, so they talked about hiring a couple of cars out to go. Now, the thing that's interesting, it's 77 miles from Leslie to Little Rock on roadways at that time, and it would have taken them probably 2 days to get there in cars.
Yeah,
because of the rough roads.
Right. And if it rained or anything like that,
flat
they couldn't
tires.
have got there. If there was a rise in one of the creeks or things between here and there, you could sure get into some messes.
Man.
Yeah.
Did she retire in this area after she got out of school?
Well, she did. I don't have, there's not a lot of information on that, but she did retire, and she continued to work in the state programs of literacy and things like that. But I don't really have any definitive answer on that as to whether she retired straight from Leslie or what. But she did continue to work until her death, I think, in the late 1940s.
And so something that came to me while I was reading the book and things is, it finally, I think about the end of it, it finally registered with me that this is similar to Hoosiers, but it's not similar to Hoosiers, because Hoosiers was set in the 60s, I think it was, or 50, somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. And so there's 30 years on down the road, 30 to 40 years on down the road. And this one, and two, folks, don't forget, this is the first time that they dribbled a basketball on a hardwood floor. Mm-hmm. They were used to having to manipulate the rocks that came up out of the ground around here.
Yeah. Indiana was expected. It wasn't expected out of them here.
No, at all. And he talks about and writes some very colorful pictures in the book Rick does of them sweeping the ground and taking the rocks out, and how we all know here that we do grow rocks. They'll come back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a fact.
That's a fact in this country. But just imagine what it was like to have the dribble be true, for the first time. Oh. And so the adjustment that they make in all that. That was the other thing I liked about your book. I hate giving away everything, but for other people, it's interesting. You really got into the history of it, the tickets of the train, how much things cost, all that other tidbits. It's a good read. Yeah. It's a really good read.
And thankfully there were about 5 actual interviews that these players did over the years between 1921 and 1950, and then there were a couple, one in 74, and then I think the last one was in 1995 that I got to pull information from. And I will tell you that the story is consistent no matter which interview you go to. It's consistent, the same, so there's no braggadocio, no embellishment. It's the same from the very first interview to the last interview. And I will tell you, it's a great story. It's one that deserves to be told, and I'm just thrilled, that I have the opportunity to be a part of it.
Again, you can get the book on Amazon. Also, you're coming to Leslie for the homecoming, aren't you?
That is correct. Yes, sir. Wow. I'll be there June 20th, and hopefully, William over there at OHAC will have to order some more books because people will come in there and buy them. But I will tell you this, Rick, Sean, the thing is, we talk about giving away parts of the book. I want the story to be told.
Yes.
I don't, the money's nice. I'll take as much as they'll give me. But, I want this story told. I want it told because it's one that deserves to be told.
Absolutely. And you just can picture these boys and the surroundings and things you've written us some beautiful pictures.
Oh, thank you.
I love the cover. The front of the cover. It lures you in. You're like, wow.
We got about 29 seconds. Rick, I'm gonna leave you here in just a little bit and things, and I'll call you back a little bit later. I know that there's some in the workings of him maybe coming to Leslie to do a presentation to the middle school here in Leslie.
Oh, that'd be great.
And so that's possible.
Yeah,
possible.
And so we're hoping for that, and we'll be announcing that here. And we're going to continue to talk about the book until you come, especially around homecoming. So we do appreciate all the effort, all the time, all that you've done to get this story out.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate y'all. Have a great day.
You too. God bless. That was very, very interesting, and it is an interesting story, and it's developing. Someone, Linda from Yelville, sent in a text and said, "This is a movie. This needs to be a movie."
You're exactly right, Linda.
That wouldn't hurt Rick's feelings at all, and wouldn't hurt the town of Leslie's feelings at all.
No,
it is really good because you go back 40 years from Hoosiers, and to have these boys that had been playing on a dirt court first time see hardwood.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes in Hoosiers is when they measure, when they go into that big stadium or whatever, or arena there in Indiana, and they measure and measure everything out, and it's the same as it is at home. This was not the same as it is at home.
No, I can't imagine.
No way. Well, we got some shout-outs to do, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, you got them.
Oh, yeah. Good morning, Rick.
Good to see you, Sean.
Yes.
We took a break since then.
We have Adelia and Melvita.
Adela. Yeah.
From Harriet.
From Harriet and Assembly of God.
Yes.
They listened to us. Miss Melvita said she was really enjoying the program, and so we want to make a shout-out to Miss Melvita this morning. And you got any more? I got one from London, England.
What?
Yes. It's been sending me messages this morning, listening to us live in London, England.
Was that the picture you showed me?
Yeah, on the double-decker bus.
I want to talk to Wayne. We need to get Leslie to have a double-decker bus.
Gotta have
for
it.
tourism.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll drive it.
Well, we'll get Joe to bring us one back.
I'll drive. Jack Morrison taught me how to drive a bus. I can do it backwards, forward.
Joe Harvey could probably drive one back, across the ocean.
Yes.
He's at Windsor Castle right now.
Yes. And you said Linda.
Huh?
Linda was listening.
Over at Yelville.
All right.
Yeah.
I ran into her at Harps the other day,
Did
and she said she's going to listen. So.
Yeah, she's listening.
All
she's
right.
listening. And so we do appreciate it. And those of you who know us and have our personal phone numbers, that just means the world to us to hear from you. I talked to our media mogul that's helping us with our Facebook page. And
yes.
Those things today, or early this morning.
Mr. Phillips.
Yes, Mr. Bryson.
Yes.
Yeah, the Bry Man. I have him in my phone as Bry Man, the producer.
Yes.
And so I gave that contact to Wayne here at the station the other day, and he said, "Wow, what a coincidence. His last name's Producer." But Bry Man is working on it. He's got several irons in the fire.
Oh, he's a busy young man.
Yeah, he is, and he's gonna, this whole adventure, this whole venture that we're on, we're paying for it all out of our pocket right now with everything. We don't have any sponsors as of yet, but if you see our little logo out there on my Facebook page and on Sean's, it says that this program is presented by Silver Creek Land and Timber, or Silver Creek Land and Cattle Company, and Sean's Barbershop.
Yeah.
And you all can definitely buy that line,
Oh yeah,
yeah. We'd love to have you, because we're making both of us are making a 100-mile round trip to come in here.
Oh yeah. I dodged 2 deer right at 5:30 this morning. I was like, no.
Where were they going?
The other way, other side of the road. They's following a chicken.
Have you ever heard somebody describe it? They said, "I saw 2 deer on the way to town." And have you ever heard someone describe it that way? I saw 2 deer on the way to town.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and you wonder where they're going, in town, or are they going to Harps or what?
Hey, I just got a shout out.
Yeah,
Pam Canada.
Oh yeah, Miss Pam,
and she give a shout out. The HEAL program is this Friday and
Saturday.
Oh,
wonderful! yeah.
Great.
Now, you played in that before, haven't
yes,
you? Yeah,
great. They got,
and it'll be at OHAC up here Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know where she gets the staff at, the crew, the cast, but she does a great job lining all that up, and everybody plays. I mean,
they're all her cousins.
If you've watched this show on TV, they do a great job. Everything, and it's funny.
Yeah.
You can be there, reading the script and stuff, and you know what's coming. But the way they act it out and do it, and then when you mess up, that's the best part.
Oh, that's the best part.
Oh, it's funny.
Do y'all leave some of those in when you rehearse and things?
Ad lib.
Yeah.
A little bit more and
that's
stuff.
Great. It is. It's a hoot. It's a lot of fun, and that's been going on in the area. That goes back to when I think right after I got out of high school.
Wow,
1980, somewhere in there.
Yeah, and it goes to a good cause. The senior citizen,
right.
All money goes to that, and it's all volunteer, and it's great.
And it's just a lot of fun. My friend Timmy Middleton, who's I believe one of the best finishers. Drywall finishers in the country, but also just a pretty good musician. And,
he's the sheriff.
In
Hee Haw County.
Yeah, that's right.
Cornfield
County.
I called him Farron Young, the singing sheriff.
How you faring? He's Farron Young.
Yeah.
But I enjoy Timmy, and he does Tim, I guess I should call him.
Yes.
He's an old man now, but but he
great guy,
and I love to hear him sing "Go Rest High on the Mountain."
You bet.
We had Chuck Dovish came down with a group of wagons and crossed through Cozy Home that were coming across the northern part of Arkansas, and they did a program on exploring Arkansas, and we had Timmy sit down on a hay bale and play that, and he did a great job.
My favorite Middleton story, I'll censorship this, but we were playing a dance at the college in Harrison, and we were in there, and it was going really good, and it was late at night, and this gal come up and wanted a certain song done. She wanted to sing, so we're like, why not? Yeah. So I'm over trying to find the key out, and Jimmy Lynn, we're sitting there messing around and stuff, and taking up too much time, dead air. And old Tim's over at the mic, he said, he just hit a note, he said, "Follow me, boys."
Come on in.
Yeah, we did.
Jump in. Yeah. That sounded like the boys on Andy Griffith, the Darlings.
Well, that's what it was.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Just jump on in.
Yeah, he was a great leader. It was just like,
Yeah, exactly.
He was there.
He was getting you ready for the charge. Speaking of the charge, have you seen one charging foul in the NCAA?
No,
I haven't either.
They're all flagrant. We got to take 3 minutes to see what we found out.
Yeah,
5 seconds.
Exactly.
Oh, it drives me crazy.
That does me too. They're just taking it out. They're going to ruin things. With so much of this.
The flow of the game. The flow. You can't stop that.
It stops momentum.
Yes.
Momentum's a biggie. I don't mind it so bad when we need it to stop, but now.
For a breather.
Because we just got 6 guys really that are.
That matchup with Arizona.
Oh yeah, and they've got 10. They're 10 deep.
Yeah, and physical.
Mm-hmm, very physical. But I think hopefully Billy Goat can step around them. Mm-hmm. That's the main thing. And but it is becoming more of they've taken the charge out of it. And then how many travels have you seen that aren't called?
Oh, a bunch.
And what happened to the lane violations?
3 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can just park in there, these big guys can.
Yeah. You should ask Rick that about the ref, his perspective on
Well, I'm just throwing it out there. We work a lot with the AAA. I'm not slamming the refs. I'm just saying the whole thing is just I figure they're getting their orders from somewhere.
Yeah. We're not the only ones. I hear that a lot.
No, I know.
I'm hearing it a lot.
Well, how's your bracket?
Oh, Texas has busted everybody's bracket.
Yeah.
But it's great. Like I told you, in years past, I'd be on the bandwagon of the SEC and they'd get beat. Well, this year I went the other way, and they're winning. The only one I had going was Vandy, and they got beat.
Yeah, and we've got 4 still in.
Rick Barnes at Tennessee. Yeah. If he ever come by here, I'd throw a rock at him.
Would you?
Yeah. Every time I'm for him, He loses, and then when I'm like, oh, they ain't going to win.
They're
wins.
still in, aren't they?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He's ruined my bracket.
But now he used to be at Texas, didn't he?
Yeah,
Years ago?
yeah, he did. Yeah. Well,
that's why you want to throw.
I didn't like him then. Yeah.
But it's next game be Thursday night.
Yeah,
it's another one of those midnight shiners, isn't it?
I didn't see what the time was.
I think it's a little earlier. I think it's an hour earlier or something.
Well,
it comes on about 8 o'clock.
I'll be up for that, and I'll be wound.
Well, we'll see.
I'll be
that recliner has a number on you, doesn't it?
It does normally, but this one I will be wound.
All right.
And then I'll be upset if it goes the other way. And if we win,
you'll be on top of the world, won't you?
Yeah.
You're one of those, aren't you?
Yeah.
It just
I'm
depends.
that guy.
It just depends on how the Razorbacks are doing. And in baseball, they're a little bit different than times past, but they're still got a good team. So we're looking forward to the baseball season starting. Sean and I, we both enjoy our Razorback sports.
Absolutely.
Even the
football?
Ups and the downs. Well, the football I still root for them every week.
Oh yes.
And I won't give up on them.
No.
I came out of the era where we were really good, and in the top 10 a lot. And we haven't seen that in a while.
I just like 7 or 8 wins. That's all I ask.
Yeah, it's coming. It'll come eventually if we can get Tyson's to back us.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But it's interesting. In the world today and all that's going on, sports can always be a bit of a relief, and I'm sure it was in 1921 also.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you think of 1921, what was going on? Wasn't there a market crash and some of those kind of things either on the horizon or it already happened?
Yeah.
And folks, it was a diversion and quite a story. If you get a chance to come over when he signs the books and things, you can talk to him about some of the attitudes and pictures of the people in Little Rock, when they took the court and all that. It's in there, and so I just really encourage you to order the book. Like I say, you can order it from Amazon, but it's better if you come see Bill up here at OHAC at the Ozark. What is it? Heritage Arts
Center.
Yeah. Heritage and Arts Center. I'll get it correct. Bill will give me. He'll send me a text here in a minute.
And boy, what a nice! You talk about nice an asset for the town. Yeah. The Killebrew Theater, all that tied in together.
And a few years ago, they put state of the art sound system, lighting system, and all that in, and it's just fantastic.
I've been in the old Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, and even sung a little bit on stage without a mic, and it's just. Like the Mormon Tabernacle. It's just similar to that.
Is it?
Yeah, it reminds me of that, and it's got the seats on the side. It's got like the Ford Theater feel to it. It's just a neat deal. They got the old court there, and then now hearing about this state
you can
title.
still smell the smells of an old gym in there, too.
It's
kind of neat.
It really is. It's a great place.
Yeah.
They are so lucky.
Well, we did it again.
Is it time?
It's that time.
I've got more to say, Rick.
No, not Sean.
More, yes.
Go by and see Sean at the barber shop at Yellow. He's got more to say. He's found him a little sound effects button on his phone. He's just having so much fun. Yeah. Anyway, it's been fun. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for contacting us all the way from England.
Yeah.
God bless.
Have a wonderful,
wonderful week.